Hi, Kristen here from Whiskey Tango Farms. Today we're going to be doing more of a vlog style video because that was requested on one of our lives. So we figured we would give it a shot and try to do more of that kind of style of videos. We'll of course continue to do educational videos, but we want it to kind of feel like you're here with us, just doing things around the farm. So today we're just going to be doing a lot of planting. Today is a garden vlog, or like a planting vlog is the main theme, I guess. So let's get to it. We got Brandon weeding, Garden of Weeding.
You're showing me laying on the ground?
Yeah. Can't be the only one that gardens that way.
Probably not. I know I'm weird.
Well, I mean, you can't bend your foot, so I mean, it's kind of, we got a little helper here.
Just weeding around the asparagus.
Yeah.
Second year growing, it's doing pretty good. You grew it from seed. So I say it's doing pretty well.
Yeah, you can pull that weed.
No, it's close to asparagus. I'll do that one.
Oh, okay. Yeah, there's some here too that's kind of close to a weed. We got the project manager overseeing everything. Yeah, project manager latte. Oh, your belly rubs for the project manager. So first up for today, I'm going to be planting my strawberries. I have two different kinds, but I'm going to be putting them in these planters I just got off of Amazon. It's two of them. They each hold 15 plants, I believe. I got these before I knew I was getting a green stalk, so obviously green stalk is much better. I will be using my green stalk to plant herbs, but I'm still going to put my strawberries in here because that's what I was planning on. And once I have my mind set on something, that's just what I do. So there's a couple main differences between this planter that I got off of Amazon and my green stalk. For starters, very apparent, like on the side of this, it says made in China. The green stalk is made in America by a family. It's family owned. Also, this one, at least in the description, it didn't say that you can water from the top and everything gets watered evenly. I guess once I get it set up, I'll see. But the main benefit of a green stalk is that you water at the top and all the other layers get watered evenly because of the reservoir system. We'll see how it goes. I may end up transplanting them to a green stalk eventually because strawberries you don't harvest the first year. So these are just mainly to kind of get them started. So I'm not terribly worried. Like obviously I want to keep them healthy, but since I won't be allowing them to bear fruit, I don't think it's going to be as huge of a deal if they aren't evenly watered. Obviously I'm going to still try, but I'm not going to be heartbroken over it. And you know, before green stalks were made, other people did it this way, so I'll give it a shot. What you got?
Old bird nest.
Oh yeah.
Just try and clean up some of these lilacs that are overtaking the fence.
How many? Two?
Yeah, there's an egg in there yet too.
They're really ugly looking.
Yeah, they just hatched.
What do you think?
Oh, hi. Should probably not.
Yeah, I'm not gonna trim anymore. Right
Yeah.
now.
You wanna look, Olivia?
Oh.
Okay. Leave them alone now, okay? Starting this like lilac tree. It's not even a bush, it's a lilac tree.
It's a bush. But we have some kind of weird invasive vine taking over the...
And that's what you're trying to get rid of when you found the babies.
Well, that and some of these lilac bushes that are coming over on this side.
Yeah. You know, get out of the pepper bed. He's like, I'm just cultivating it, Mom. I normally don't wear gloves when I garden, but I have a blister from when we were hoeing the potatoes. Hoeing ain't easy, and I have a blister and it's not healed over. So I am wearing gloves to keep it clean, at least on my right hand. So I am just using Fox Farm Strawberry Fields soil. It's supposed to be for like fruiting and flowering plants. So especially formulated for exactly what we're using it for. But any potting mix should suffice. Especially since, like I said, I'm not actually letting the strawberries bear fruit this year so they can establish their root system. I have my 5 layers of nano here to inspect. Does it meet your Does it need your approval, sir? I'm gonna put the other one together and then we'll start with our strawberries. All right, so we have all of our soil in the planters. Each planter is 5 tiers tall and each tier has 3 of these like little clover pocket things. I used almost the whole bag of the strawberry fields from Fox Farm, which is fine. But yeah, we're gonna get our strawberries planted. Like I said before, we have 2 varieties. It actually came with 25 of each plant. I am a little late in planting these, so I'm gonna pick the best ones, and the other 20 plants left over I might just throw in another pot or something. I'm not really sure yet, but I'm gonna choose the best 15 of each variety and get them in here. The first variety I have is, I don't know how to say it, so please forgive me. It's the Honeoye or Honeoye. It's Honeoye. They're June bearing. I just got mine from Jung's. They're just bare roots. The other variety I have is also June bearing, which what that means, there's everbearing, June bearing, Alpine, I believe, is another kind. Basically, June bearing, you're gonna get one big harvest, so that's really good for like canning and stuff, which I intend to do for preserving. There's everbearing, which will give you smaller harvests throughout the summer. I won't be harvesting any this year anyhow. You're not supposed to harvest until the 2nd or 3rd year, so that they can get their roots established. But the second variety I have, which is, like I said, also June bearing, is Sparkle. So the reason I was kind of drawn to these was my grandparents used to own a strawberry farm in Watoma, Wisconsin. It was called Strawberry Acres, and they had strawberries, of course, at Strawberry Acres. They had sparkle strawberries. So I was like, well, I have to have sparkle strawberries, obviously. So I'm gonna have those for kind of sentimental reasons, but then also the Honeoye, which is also very highly rated. So again, these are from Jung's. They're just bare roots. So I'm gonna do one variety in each tower.
Okay, that's that root. Yeah.
Yep, that's a root. It's gotta be buried. But here you have some extra soil, because we kind of, and you can, like here, this is all mounded up, you can kind of move that over too. But don't cover the plant. Yep. Alright, now go put that over in the shade next to the other one, or you can actually stack them, because we broke gardening rule number 1, is not to plant in the middle of the day. You got it?
I'm not gonna want to smush it. Look at that.
There. Not too shabby. Good job. Alright, so spread it out like an octopus.
It has more than 8 legs.
Yeah, yes, it does. You're right. It's a centipus. I don't think it has quite 100 either, though.
No.
So, but you don't want to bury the crown. So that's where like the green stuff is coming out of. Alright, so we got the Honeoye all done. Now we're going to do the Sparkle, which again, like I said, is the kind my grandparents used to have on their farm in Watoma, Wisconsin, called Strawberry Acres. And ironically enough, my daughter Olivia, her middle name is Elsie, which was my grandma's name. So it only seems fitting that she is helping me plant these. It's funny this time of year, well, I mean, random parts of the year, I guess. I always think of my grandma a lot. I spent a lot of time with her growing up and gardening with her, actually, which is odd to think about, because even though I don't know a lot of gardening, and I'm doing a lot of like self-taught things this year, that's mainly because when I was helping my grandma, it's because I was so little. In fact, I'm sure I probably pulled more flowers than I did weeds when I was a little girl. She never yelled at me, and she never told me that I did it wrong. I don't think my grandma knew how to yell. One of the apartments she used to live at, we went out and we would eat cherry tomatoes out of the garden. And, you know, after she passed away when I was older, I was really missing her, and I bought some cherry tomatoes from the store, and they tasted awful. And I was like, oh, I don't like tomatoes. So, but now that I've gotten back into gardening,
you grow some cherry tomatoes.
Yeah, this year I am growing some cherry tomatoes because I've heard that homegrown tomatoes taste a lot better than store-bought. In fact, I believe it was Roots and Refuge actually Jess said that store-bought tomatoes taste like disappointment. So I'm gonna try growing some myself this year and we'll see how it goes. But anyhow, there's certain, oh, leave that on the base. Yep, that's okay. All right, go put it in the shade. There's certain times during the year when I feel like I get choked up even talking about it right now. There's certain times when I just feel like really like compelled and like close to my grandmother. A lot of times around the holidays, like when we're making cookies and stuff, because I did a lot of gardening with her, but also a lot of baking. So, and of, oh, a little deeper, sweetheart. Of my grandparents, the 4 grandparents, I was definitely closest to my mom's mom, Elsie. So planting strawberries with my daughter, whose middle name is Elsie, it's pretty cool, and I'm not gonna cry.
It seems like you will.
I'm not. It seems like I am, huh? Yes. She's tattling on me. I've talked about this on our lives too. I did not know. So we had chickens at the time. We lived in the middle of Stevens Point, where you could only have up to 5 hens, no roosters. I had more than 5 hens, I think, already at that point. I was smuggling them into the backyard like a drug lord. A little more soil. And I decided I wanted to try to get into something else. And I ran across quail.
Rabbits at first?
No, well, yeah, we had a rabbit that we had as just a pet. And we got rid of her because I was not a fan of her. And we didn't know anything about rabbits. So, anyhow, I started looking at getting into quail, and I decided what colors I was getting. I found where I wanted to get them from, which was my shire. And I was watching all the videos, and I was watching all the videos I could. I even watched something like Living Traditions, and I knew all about quail. And I told my mom, I'm like, hey, we had put an offer in on the house, and I was like, we're getting quail. And my mom was like, are you serious? I'm like, yeah, like, what's the problem? And I thought she was like judging me, like, oh God, like, you need more animals, right? But it was actually because I didn't know it, but my grandma had also raised quail. And one of the colors I had picked out, which was Italian, my grandma had as well. So she had Italian and farrow, which is, we have those. We have
Fruit?
Nope, that's a shrub, so that's fine. That's like part of the plant it's trying to put out. Yep, so that's good. So we have Italians here and farrows, as well as many other colors now because we breed them. And I knew that my grandma had rabbits as well, and I think they raised them just for meat. I forgot what kind my mom said. I want to say they're probably New Zealand's because that's just what they had around here. But the interesting thing with the quail is a lot of people around here back then, like this would have been probably the 70s, in central Wisconsin, it was just a bunch of bobwhite. That's what people had around here. And so it was really odd for somebody to have Koternick's Japanese quail. But that's what my grandma had, and I felt, I don't know, she must have drew me to that or something, because I decided to get quail, then I found out she also had quail. So it's kind of cool, comes for full circle. Our egg carton labels for our chicken eggs, I actually had a picture of my grandma and grandpa's farm as the kind of like the background. So unfortunately that farm no longer exists. It burned down. Oh geez, I should know for what year it was, but it burned down, unfortunately. So that farm no longer exists. But that is the farm that Fred and Bertha Schley first built when they came over from Germany. So that was my great grandparents. I may have one too many greats in there, I can't remember, but it's a little too close to the edge.
Okay.
So just stick some more soil in here. So grab some from the bag. Otherwise, these ones are good. This one's a little deep, but that can be fixed.
Fine.
See, this needs air.
Yeah. Okay.
Yep.
This one, oh, I think I buried that root right there. That one.
That's okay. That'll still come up. But there's a root. These are roots. So let's bury these. Okay. And just get a little more soil here. So, anyways, that's my little tangent. All right, so we got all the strawberries in their planters. I used almost a full bag of that Strawberry Fields from Fox Farm. It's a 1.5 cubic foot bag. I have a little bit left over, and that was for the 30 plants. I do still have 10 of each of the strawberry plants left over that I'm just going to put in these like they're either 4.5 or 5 inch pots just to get them going and see if they'll make it. As I said, I started these a little bit late, so I'm not sure that everybody will make it. So I want to put these in soil. That way if something in the tiered planter doesn't make it, I can just swap it out. And if everything turns out good, I'll have extras that I can sell or give away, trade, that type of thing, because I really like doing trades. So kind of like the olden days. But right now we are going to run to Jung's. We're going to ask them real quick about our couple of trees and shrubs that didn't start producing that we bought as bare roots. See if maybe there's something we can do or if we can swap them out or what, since they are from this year. And then we're going to get a little bit more soil because I need soil for my green stock. All I have is seed starting mix and like straight up worm castings, which won't cut it. And I want to make sure I give my herbs the best start possible. So here we go. All right, Brandon is gonna take our treasures over to the backyard. So our trip from Jung's, we only went for soil, and I don't know what happened. We got more than soil. Oops. Alright, so now that I have done my strawberries in my little planters from Amazon, it is time to plant my green stock. I am so excited. I've wanted a green stock forever, and Brandon's like, oh, they're stupid. They're the same as any other planter. But honestly, like, I think it was kind of like sticker shock because they are a bit more of an investment. However, I'm a pretty firm believer that for the most part, most things, you get what you pay for. And I did a lot of research on the green stock, and it's an American company, family-owned company, and they have a special reservoir system, so everything gets watered evenly. You water from the top and everything just drips down the way it needs to, so that everything gets watered appropriately. So I got a green stock for Mother's Day after a lot of asking. So I'm super excited. So I'm going to put this bad boy together. Yay! Okay, so obviously I just unboxed it. It came with, I did upgrade to the spinning base, and then I also got the wheels The main reason for this, you don't need those are extra. The main reason I got those is I wanted to be able to turn my green stalks so that they could get even light exposure. And then I also got the wheels because I do plan on bringing this in the winter. Now they do say specifically on their website it can be kept outside in the winter, and it still has its warranty and everything, but I plan on putting my herbs in here and bringing those in the winter so I can have herbs all winter long. Then it came with these 4 water reservoirs, and then the top water reservoir here. And then I also got some like cool stickers, which I was not expecting, and I love me some stickers. So I got a couple tomatoes and a ladybug, and then it also had like a little thing who it was hand packed by, which I thought was super cool. It also came with the little water extension, like to let the excess water come out. And then of course it came with instructions. The instructions worked for the original and the leaf. I got the original, which is just deeper pockets. The leaf has smaller pockets, so you can fit more plants, but not plants that need like a bigger root system. I just went with the original because I figured you can't go wrong. And then it tells you that each original tier needs 1 cubic foot of potting mix. It says don't pack everything in. Make sure you plant the smaller plants toward the top and larger plants towards the bottom for equal sun exposure. And then it also says like what can you grow in each one, and it says the original and the leaf. Everything that can be grown in the leaf can be grown in the original, but not vice versa. Usually you'll put 1 of each plant in each pocket, but some things you can put multiples in each pocket. So for instance, they have arugula, beet, carrot, parsnip, pea, radish, spinach, lettuce, and bush bean. I don't think I missed any, but I'll show you and then you can pause to take a better look if you like. You'll have to excuse my gardening nails. So all sorts of ideas, and you can grow potatoes in here. That blows my mind. And peppers, watermelons. I've heard people like growing some like crazy like big things in here that I wouldn't even think of growing. So that's pretty neat. And then it just tells you how the watering system works. So when water is added to the top reservoir, 3 things happen. Water drips into each pocket of the top tier, then it overflows to the center hole and delivers water to each of the gray discs. And then it saturates each like pocket. All right, planting your green stalk. Step 1, fill and plant. Fill each planter to the top with high quality potting mix and plant each pocket with starter plants or seeds. And then you stack, you put the gray disc on, and then you stack the planter. So you don't want to put soil in it, stack all the tiers, and then plant your plants. I think some people do that, but that's not what the instructions say, and I'm gonna follow the instructions to try to get the most out of it. All right, so I have my green stalk all planted full. It didn't.
Not very green.
I did want the green one, but I decided to get this one instead. But my tan green stalk is all full except for 3 layers at the bottom. I do plan on planting some peppermint down there.
Did you say it's all full or awful?
All full. Except for the 3 pockets at the bottom. I'm gonna plant peppermint. That's also where my chamomile, so that's gonna be my like, I don't know, my tea tier, I guess. And then I have lavender, cilantro, chives, and then I'm trying a bunch of different peppers. So I have some chili peppers and a jalapeno and a jalapeno. It didn't take me quite 3 bags of the Happy Frog soil. It said that each layer would take 1 cubic foot. However, all of the plants that I have in here were started from seed, and then I had up potted them into 4.5-inch pots. So a lot of the soil I already had in here. So if I didn't, I could definitely see that it would have taken all 3 bags, so 6 cubic feet. So good news is I have a little bit of soil left over. I'm sure I'll find plenty of use for it around here. But now we're gonna fill her up. and it just says to fill it until the water starts coming out of the bottom. It did come with extra little tube and a little drain tube. I believe that's more so like if you're using it in the house, so you can have it go to like a bucket or a drain or something.
I think I don't know. From the videos I've seen, everybody has them attached, no matter what.
Yeah.
So
I mean, otherwise it would just drip out the bottom. So I guess it's kind of nice because it says to do this until it drips out the bottom. If you didn't have that, it would just drip straight out and you might not see it right away. So maybe that's partially the reason for the tubing. And also, while we're waiting for this, I just wanted to mention, I thought it was super cool that like I showed in the unpacking, they have like who packaged your green stock, and it has like their picture on it and their name and stuff. And from an employee standpoint, like I think that's pretty cool and shows like a pretty awesome level of employee appreciation. So like kudos to Greenstock for showing their employees that they care, because I mean it's not cheap for them to put their picture on that and make it into a sticker to send to all the customers. So I thought that was pretty cool. So good job, Greenstock. I appreciate your appreciation.
That thing's using a lot of water.
Oh,
Stop.
wait, why is it coming out there?
I don't know.
Oh,
Stop.
there it is. There she goes.
Should move that bag of soil.
And then it did say, you know, wait for it to all drain out. And then check the pockets to make sure that the soil is saturated like it should be. And then you might have to do it again, which is not a big deal because that took me, what, like a minute? Maybe a minute and a half. So, but this definitely beats watering each individual pocket like I'm going to have to on those like budget buy Amazon ones. I did personally struggle with not smushing some of my plants, especially my chamomile and my cilantro, as I was putting the tiers on, but that's more of a me problem. And then if you are not a very tall person, you might want to ask for help from a tall friend or spouse. I'm 5'8.5", and like I had to kind of stand on my tippy toes to get like in there to get this top layer. And you don't have to do it all 5 layers tall either. Like you can do just a couple or 3 or whatever. Obviously, like I wanted to make the most of it, so I used them all. But I am super excited to see. I'm super excited to see how the peppers produce. I decided not to put tomatoes in here because I know that they're gonna get really tall and need support, and I didn't want to do that. And that's also why I use like the chili peppers and the jalapenos instead of like the bell peppers that would need support. So, but they do sell supports as well. So, but yeah, it is done draining. So I might do it once more just because they're gonna go through transplant shock. I'm appreciative that it's cloudy right now, so they're not gonna have that issue. But I'm super excited. I have a green stalk. Yay! All right, so I am starting my potatoes in a grow bag too. I just kind of am doing it as an experiment. We got a couple grow bags from our friend Ed. He's also a moderator on our lives that we do every Wednesday at 7 p.m. Central. So shout out to Ed Got Bait. Thank you for the bags. I also planted some rhubarb. So these are, I bought a bare root crown from the Jung Bear Root Room, and that's there. And then we went there today when we got soil, and they had this beauty there, so I put that in the other grow bag. But then this is the potato grow bag, so it can also be used for like onions. And basically it has this little Velcro window, and when it's time to harvest, you just open that up and they all tumble out. So what I did was I rolled this over twice, and I filled it with, I don't know, a few inches of soil here. I just used the rest of my Happy Frog soil, and I just have 3 little seed potatoes left from what we put in the field. So I'm gonna put these in here. I'm gonna cover them with actually some seed starting mix. mixed with some dirt that we have and some, oh my gosh, what is the word? Perlite? Oh my gosh. And then when these start sprouting, I can continue to add soil, so. And also, the mama bird, where we found the baby birds earlier, she is back. So she's actually chilling in the garden. I have seen her fly over to the nest a couple times now, so we were a little worried that maybe she wouldn't come back because Brandon had trimmed a lot of the hedges, or that like lilac bush tree thing, and I was afraid like maybe there wasn't enough cover, but she has been coming back. She's eyeballing me, and now she's like looking for worms in the garden, so I think she's accepted that we can coexist in this space. So there hasn't been a nest in there before. We've had birds chilling in that tree before, but not a nest like in the fence. So I'm really glad that she is back. So that's good. All right, so I got my potatoes all planted. I did put a little itsy bitsy bit of straw, but enough that they can poke through and then get some sun. I did decide to put straw around the strawberries. I'm still kind of working on that, but that way to kind of like help keep in the moisture. And then I'm gonna water this real well too. So I'm working on that right now, but I'm gonna probably wrap up this video. I have Khaleesi here eating her dinner. Sweetheart, come here. Do you want to say hi? Come here. Come here. Hi. She just finished her food, but it's frozen raw, so she's kind of cold. So we need to go in, don't we? Should we go in and cuddle? Yeah. The sun went down and it's been kind of chilly. Oh, she's shivering. Oh, did a burp. She burped. Excuse her. So she's shivering because it was cold. So we're gonna wrap it up and go in. But thank you so much for hanging out with us today, and I hope you enjoyed planting with us. So there's definitely a lot more to do, but we got a lot accomplished today. So thank you. Blessings.